Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is David Cashman. I'm from SEV Housing, and this is the lottery for the affordable units at Edgemere Crossing in Shrewsbury. I'm going to give you a little bit of background information about how we're going to do the lottery drawing and what to expect in terms of next steps. I'll probably talk for about 10 minutes, and then I will go ahead and do the lottery drawing itself, which actually will only take about 2 minutes, maybe. Before I give you any of the details, let me just say I have on occasion had connectivity issues, and so I don't think we'll have any tonight, but if unexpectedly we do get disconnected, which I really, really hope won't happen, I will set up a new YouTube live stream session. It'll probably take about 5 minutes. I'll give it the same name and I'll just call it like number 2 or version 2. I'll wait a few minutes and then we'll get started again. Again, I really hope that won't happen, but in case it does, just know that that'll be the program. You'll have to go back into YouTube and just find the second version, and then we'll get started again. We'll do the drawing in a little bit. There are 25 affordable units at this development. In total, we have 9 applications for the lottery. So everyone's going to be moving forward. That's great news. If you're in the lottery and you're watching, you will be moving forward in the next step of the process. And so really all we'll be kind of deciding tonight is where you are on the waiting list, which will dictate, the order in which you'll get to select a unit from your waiting list. There are 1-bedroom units and 2-bedroom units at this development. So there'll be 2 different waiting lists, which will populate or create based on the lottery drawing that I'll do in a couple minutes. There's going to be a 1-bedroom waiting list that has a total of 12 units, and there were 5 applicants for those units. Those households, the order in which they'll be listed on the waiting list will basically just correspond to the order in which I draw them out of the lottery box relative to one another. Okay. Now, when we do the drawing, we're also including households who applied for 2-bedroom units. So it'll be 9 numbers that get drawn in total, which means as you're watching, you may not know exactly where you're going to fall on the list because you don't know if other numbers that I've picked are people that have applied for 1-bedroom units or 2-bedroom units. But the good news is that by tonight, or worst case, first thing tomorrow, I will send you the waiting list by email. I think every household in this lottery did provide an email, and those waiting lists will show your lottery application number. That's the A dot blank 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 that we sent to you when we told you that you were eligible for the lottery. And so you'll just find your number on the waiting list, and that'll let you know exactly where you are relative to other households. So there are 12 1-bedroom units. 5 households will be on that list. All 5 households will be moving forward. There are 13 2-bedroom units and 4 applicants for those units. So again, all of those households will be moving forward as well. Remember that for the 2-bedroom units, we do have to give priority to larger type 2 households who need 2 bedrooms versus households who might just like 2 bedrooms. I think there were 2 type 2 households for that list and 2 type 1 households. So the 2 type 2 households will be number 1 and 2 on the list, and the 2 type 1 households will be number 3 and 4 on the list. And again, the lottery drawing will determine where those households are. So I'll do the drawing. Again, it'll be pretty quick because there's only 9 numbers. The way I'll do it is I have the lottery box next to me. You can't see it, but I will reach in one by one. I'll pull the application numbers out, and I will hold them up to the screen as I go and call them out. And then that's it. It'll only take probably a minute or 2. And then tonight, or as I said, by first thing tomorrow, I'll sort the results according to the priority for the larger units. So the type 2 households will get priority. And then I will send them to you. So you just need to know what your lottery application number was, and you can find your number on the waiting list that I sent you. Now, congratulations on getting this far. I know that our lottery application is very thorough and detailed, and there's a lot of information that's requested and documents that you have to submit. So great job on getting this far. Please do keep in mind this is not the end of the process. There is still a whole nother step before you can actually lease a unit. You have to keep in mind that getting into the lottery means that SCB Housing determined that you were eligible for this affordable housing program. That's a separate and distinct question from whether or not you were lease eligible, which is something that the management team who's on site, again, not SEB, we're not the management team, we're not on site. That's a review that they do, and they'll consider factors such as, credit history, possibly tenant, possibly landlord reference, possibly if you have a criminal background, things of that nature. So if you're in the lottery, please don't go telling your current landlord right now, hey, I'm definitely moving forward at Edgemere Crossing. I'm moving out. I'm giving you my notice. Because again, you could be program eligible, but not lease eligible, right? And there are also households who are lease eligible, but not program eligible. You got to be both, okay? If you're in the lottery, it means you're program eligible. We have not said anything about whether you're lease eligible. That's a separate and distinct part of this process, which will happen next. When I email you the lottery waiting list, which I've talked about, I'll also send you a handout that has some additional information that you'll want to just take a look at. It's only a few pages. Hopefully shouldn't take you very long to read. One of the items you'll see in that handout is a reminder to keep an updated file of your income and asset documentation in the event you end up moving into a unit after July 10th. And I do think these units are coming online at, over a period of time. I don't think they're all being delivered at exactly the same time. So it is conceivable that you may choose a unit that is ready later in time. And if you end up moving into a unit after July 10th, you may have to update your file because the review that we've done will have become stale by then. And you have to maintain program eligibility up through moving. And that kind of makes sense, right? I mean, it's January now. If we, completed your file in December and said you were eligible, well, if you don't end up moving into a unit until October of 2022, your circumstances could have changed drastically by that time. You could have gotten a new job. You might make a whole lot more money now. And so, again, keep that July 10th date in mind. It's in the handout that I'm going to send you. Just something to keep in mind as you're selecting units. Related to that is selecting units. So I will send you the contact information for the leasing office when I send you the waiting list, so you'll know how to get in touch with them. We'll also share your contact information with them, so you'll each have each other's contacts so that you can engage in the next step of this process with them, which is they're going to invite you to apply for a lease. You'll have to fill out a lease application, which should be relatively quick and easy compared to the program application that you did with us. And they'll invite you to select the unit of your choice, which again, depending on where you are on the waiting list, will determine how you get to choose units. So if you're the number one household on a waiting list, say the one bedroom list, there are 12 units, you can select from any of those 12. And the units may be in different locations in different buildings, and they may be ready at slightly different times. And that's one of the advantages of being higher on a waiting list, is that you get to make that selection. If you're number two on the waiting list, you'll get to choose from any of the remaining 11, assuming the household ahead of you chooses to move forward and leases a unit. Same thing applies for the two-bedroom units. So the leasing office will let you know which units are the affordable units. I'm sure you can look at floor plans, diagrams, unit layouts. You might even be able to tour the property or a model unit, and so you get a feel for what the property looks like, which units are the affordable ones, and what you're able to choose from. And that's kind of it. Once, if you're lease eligible, you move in prior to July 10th or after July 10th. If you update your file and you're still eligible, you move into your unit, you're good for a while. You can stay in the unit and hopefully live there happily. If in about 9 months from now, you're really liking living there and you're going to sign a new lease, you'll have to undergo a new recertification. Every year you want to sign a new lease. You have to recertify to show that you're still eligible for the program. That's jumping ahead a little bit, so you don't really need to worry too much about that now, but just a little token to keep in the back of your mind that keeping an updated file throughout the year is a good idea, so that if you love living there and you want to renew your lease in a year, you'll have built the file and you have the documents that you need to do that, to recertify. Okay, so let me just type. If anyone has any questions, you can type it in the dialog box to the right of the screen where you see me. I'm going to do the drawing now, and then I'll hang out for a sec to see if anyone has a question. But let me just show where I'm talking about. Okay, and let me do the drawing now, and then I'll stick around for a second to see if there are any questions. I have to keep track as I go, so just give me a sec as I pull the numbers out. I got to jot down which numbers I've pulled in the order in which I've pulled them. Okay, here we go. First number is A.001. Next number, A.004. Next number, A.007. A.005. A.003. A.002. A.009. A.008. A.006. That's it. That was all 9 numbers. I said it was quick. I said it was going to be quick, and indeed it was. So again, I just have to sort those because again, that was all 9 households who were in the lottery. 5 of those households applied for 1-bedroom units. 4 of them applied for 2-bedroom units. So I just got to sort folks onto the waiting list, which I'll send around hopefully tonight by email or first thing tomorrow morning. And then, like I said, I'll send around some further instructions so you kind of have a better idea about next steps. I will share the leasing office contact information with you. I'll share your contact information with them. And really, the next step of this process is for you and them to be in touch and for you to fill out a lease application with them. They'll let you know when they want you to do that. There's probably going to be a deadline to do it, so make sure you're paying attention to the dates by which they want you to get that done. They can show you the available units, select a unit, assuming you're lease eligible, and hopefully move in and really enjoy living there. So nice work again getting this far. I know there's a lot that's required to get into the lottery, but hopefully the reward now of moving forward and hopefully being able to get a unit is worth it. So I'll stick around for a sec if there are any questions, but otherwise, thanks for tuning in and good luck moving forward. Okay, I don't see any questions. So thanks again, everyone, and have a great night.